Hello and welcome, Essex County College family. Thank you for tuning into the Virtual Cafe, powered by Student Life and Activities. Today's episode, number 49, is dedicated to the Spring 2021 Returning Student Scholarship Application process. Today, we're going to give you a no-nonsense guide on how to fill out this application. It's very streamlined this year. There's only one application, and it's completely digital, and we are emailing it to Mr. Graham from Student Life and Activities. Let's get into it right now for you. Yesterday, we covered all 10 available returning student scholarships and all of the eligibility requirements within. So if you need to access that video, it's on YouTube for you. You can figure out very easily with our guide which scholarships that you are eligible for. Today, we're going to go over the application process and try to make it as easy for you as possible. Our application deadline this year is December 7th, 2020. It's a little over a month away. Here's some directions from our Director of Student Life and Activities, Mr. Jamil Graham. Number one, the PDF application will be emailed to all Essex students on Thursday, November 5th, 2020. That's tomorrow, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. It will be coming to your Essex student email address. Number two, complete the PDF application, click File, and then click Save As. When you do that, the Save dialog box is going to come up on your computer or your device or what have you. This gives you an opportunity to rename the file, which you want to do. You're going to rename the file to your last name. So if your last name is Banana, your PDF should be named banana.pdf. My last name is Ott. My file would be ott.pdf. That simple. Keeps it nice and streamlined and organized for the scholarship committee review process. And last, but certainly not least, in one email, you're going to attach this PDF of your completed scholarship application and all additional requirements. That is your essay, your academic transcript, your letters of recommendation, and potentially your bio if you need to submit a bio. And you're going to email it to Mr. Jamil Graham, Director of Student Life and Activities. And his email address is jgraham1@essex.edu. Again, that's one email, and you're going to attach a couple different things. First and foremost, your scholarship PDF file and all additional requirements to jgraham1@essex.edu. So be on the lookout for that email, and there will be some more information for you there as well. All right, let's jump right into our Spring 2021 semester scholarship application. So, number one, scholarship you are applying for. See scholarship list. Again, check out our video from yesterday on YouTube, and you can figure out all the scholarships we have. Mr. Graham will also be emailing you a text list of all the scholarships and eligibility requirements as well. So if you are eligible for multiple, you can enter them all in this same box. For instance, let's say I'm eligible for the Administrative Association Scholarship. I'm going to type that in the first box. And I'm just going to press enter and type in another scholarship that I am eligible for. The Sarah Earl Donald Ryan Scholarship. Now you can go ahead, if you were eligible for all 10, you can put them all in this same box. You can just keep pressing enter, okay? So we have two. Number two, an Essex County College email address. Again, double click the box, type in your email address. Mine's a little bit different than yours, but if yours is your last name and first initial at email.essex.edu, this is the box that you put it in, but use your school email address, okay? Keep that in there. Your first name, I'm sure that everybody knows this one. Your last name. Your ID number. I do not know mine offhand, so I'm just going to type in what I think it is. That's your student ID number that you use for pretty much everything. Your street address. So I live at 55 Cool Guy Place, and that is in Coolsville, the state, NJ, the zip code, 07 something or other, right? There we go. Telephone number. This is actually important. It's not for any type of solicitation calls or anything like that. This is so someone can get in touch with you from the scholarship committee for possibly more information if they need it. So type in any phone number that you like, as long as it's yours. Date of birth. And they want it written out, not numbers like we usually do. So type in your date of birth. I will put mine here so you guys can see how ancient I am. Gender. I know this is a sensitive topic. Put whatever you want here. Please check the degree you will receive upon graduation. Now, your options are Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Arts Science, Associate of Arts. And you can check all of these that apply. Some of our majors fall under multiple umbrellas, so you can check all that apply. I'm going to check. I'm going to put an X in the box. I'm going to put an X in this box just so you can see that you can do multiple programs of study. Your major. Go ahead and type that major in there. I'm going to type in education. List 2 names of persons who can provide reference for your character academic potential. So we all have our favorite professors that we have had multiple times in different classes. These are the people you want to use. Teachers that you've gotten close to, a mentor that you've gotten close to, even an employer that you've gotten close to that can vouch for your work ethic and your dedication, your loyalty, and your overall fitness for everything. So you want to contact maybe 2 to 3 folks in case one person is not available or what have you. You know, this is a trying time, so many people are having a hard time getting to all emails. So I wish you luck with this step, but I know that all Essex professors have experience with this and are notified as well that it is open scholarship season. So they're expecting to receive requests for recommendation letters. I do them myself too. If you've worked with me, if you've been in a club and we know each other, feel free to ask me for a recommendation. I can do that for you as well. If I don't know you that well, I can't. But I know you know somebody that does know you a little better. So for me, I would put maybe Miss Carol Kushner. She was a teacher on the West Essex campus. So I'm going to put just her first name and then her last name here. And she is in the humanities department. So I'm going to put humanities. For your second person, repeat the same drill. I'm going to type in Robert Spellman, Dr. Spellman. He's a good testament to my character. Worked with him many, many times. He's someone that can give me a good letter of recommendation and help explain to the scholarship committees why I deserve that money. And he is also in the humanities department. All right, moving on. List any academic awards you have received. Now, this can include previous scholarships. This can include any type of student government award that you've received. Basically, any type of scholastic achievement award that you may have received from Essex County College, or if you are a transfer student from your previous college. This is a good place to put all that stuff. 1 second. Cinnamon, please stop barking. I know you can't understand me. I love you. Okay, here we go. This is the final statement. We are done with the application. This is pretty much done. I certify that all statements made on this application are accurate and complete to the best of my knowledge, and I have submitted all of the required documentation as follows. Now, these are the 3 really important things that you're going to need to attach to that one email to Mr. Graham. A 250-word essay specifying the reasons why you deserve a scholarship and what contribution you have made to Essex County College. Simply put, this is your chance to sell yourself. And I mean to put it like that, sell yourself, because it's been a tough year for everybody, and your essay does not have to be all roses, okay? Everybody had a hard year this year. If you struggled financially, if your family struggled, if your studies struggled, this is the time to let the scholarship committees know where you stand and what kind of year you had, because that's what they're concerned about. They're concerned about the year 2020 and how it's been for you. So this is your chance to talk about your perseverance, your struggles, your commitment, and your dedication to your studies and why you deserve this money. This is your chance to do that. You know, on some tests, sometimes we only have multiple choice or write-ins. This, you get the open-ended forum, and you get to actually put into words everything that you is not explained about you in the top part of this application that we've done so far. So please take advantage of your 250 word essay, but try and keep it to 250 words. Keep in mind that a lot of folks are applying for these scholarships and the committees have to do a lot of reading. So keep it concise. Read over your essay a bunch of times. Go back and edit and delete until it's as tight and concise as possible. And it generally conveys your overall message about how 2020 was for you. Okay. Number 2, a current unofficial transcript from your most recent educational institution. If that's us, if that's Essex County College, this is an easy one to do. It'll take you about 30 seconds if you're quick on the click. All you have to do is log into MyECC, head over to Unofficial Academic Transcript, and attach it as a PDF file or however you can download it from our site. Okay? Number 3, 2 letters of recommendation. That's what we just listed the information for our recommenders earlier in the application. You need to attach the actual letters of recommendation, whether they're PDFs or Word documents or whatever file format they're in. We can open them and we can accept them. So make sure you attach those 2 letters. Don't go overboard. You don't need 3 or 4 letters. You really just need 2 good ones. Again, letters of recommendation can come from professors. They can come from faith leaders. If you were involved in the local Habitat for Humanity chapter, your supervisor on that job would be a great and awesome recommender for you. So keep in mind that your letters of recommendation don't necessarily have to come from Essex County College professors. They can come from other parts of your life as well. Just make sure they're deep connections. Make sure that it's worth your time to seek these people out and get a letter from them. And it should be someone that you've worked with a good amount, that they know you pretty well. There is no number 4 here. Some of our previous scholarships required a brief bio. Mr. Graham said in our presentation yesterday that even if the scholarship does not call for a required bio for you to submit, this is another opportunity for you to talk about you in addition to your essay. The essay is you're going to describe why you deserve the scholarships that you're applying for. But the bio can talk about you, can talk about what you've been through before 2020. It can talk about any struggles, any achievements, anything that you want to include about you and your family and your academic life can be contained in the bio. Now, it's like I said, it's not on this list here. We encourage you to include a bio. I know after doing a 250-word essay and printing out your transcript and wrangling the professors together to get those letters of recommendation, do you want to do extra stuff for the application? Of course not. I totally get it. But this is another good opportunity for you to provide in writing more of your story. So an unofficial number 4 would be a short bio. Again, 250 words or less, 1 page. Okay? Because if you're already given that essay, you don't want to overload them, but you have nothing to lose by adding that bio page. The worst that can happen is they don't read it. I would say 99% of the time they're going to read and go through everything that you've sent them. So I would definitely send a bio with your application. All right. Your required documentation: upload your essay, your letters of recommendation, academic transcript, any other required documentation as specified by the scholarship criteria. Each scholarship has different criteria. Make sure you pay attention to that. But again, you're going to be sending all this information together at once. And I believe that most of our 10 scholarships are asking for very, very similar criteria. Please submit all required documents to the Assistant Director of Student Life and Activities in the Dasher Center Room 101A. Do not do that. Do not come to campus. There is no reason for you to step foot on campus and physically submit the documentation. So we've streamlined and expedited the process incredibly this year. Previously, you would have to fill out an application, even if it had the same information, multiple times for each scholarship, and it would become this mountain and mess of stapling papers and organizing documents and making sure each packet is perfect for each scholarship committee. We are done with that right now. So you can just fill out one application. That's all you have to do. And now the first, box that you had to fill in, which scholarships are you eligible for, which scholarships are you applying to, you can type in multiple scholarships. So this is going to be your one-stop application for everything. Submit your application in the Dasher Student Center. Again, we're emailing to Mr. Graham at jgraham1@essex.edu or to Joe Ah in the Student Lounge at West Essex campus. Do not go to West Essex. Just email it to Mr. Graham. Applications are due no later than December 7th, 2020. We covered that earlier. Again, you have a little over a month to get this done. If you're applying for 10 scholarships, you really only have to do all of these things one time, and then we are going to submit it to all of the scholarship committees. So all the hard work is done for you. You just have to get this one version of it done. And this is the end of our scholarship application. I'm going to take it up top again just to go over the instructions once again. Application deadline, December 7th. The PDF application will be emailed to all Essex students on Thursday, November 5th. That's tomorrow. You're going to complete the PDF application, click File, and then click Save As. You're going to want to rename it to your last name. So if your last name is Banana, it's going to be banana.pdf. I'll show you an example of that right now. So we've altered our file here. I'm going to click File, and then I'm going to click Save As. And here's that box. Now I'm going to change it to OT. So it's going to be OT.pdf. And now I've just saved a copy of this scholarship application, and now it's titled OT.pdf. So when I go to make this one email for Mr. Graham, I'm going to attach my new PDF that I just renamed, and I'm going to attach all of my recommendation letters, my essay, and my unofficial transcript to this email to jgraham1@essex.edu.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a general like a committee that all the letters should be addressed to, or do we can't make it individual? So is there like dear, maybe to the scholarship committee, Essex County? Is there like a general umbrella?
So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. So what you want to tell your recommenders when they're writing your recommendation is to just broadly address the letters of recommendation as to whom it may concern, to scholarship committee, but do not be specific. Don't say to the academic engagement scholarship committee.
Okay.
Just say to scholarship committee or to whom it may concern.
Okay.
And that will cover all your bases, so you don't have to make different copies of each letter.
Okay, I have two more questions.
Sure.
So the first one is, do we like print out the application and then write it, or do we can use the Adobe PDF Adobe and fill it out?
Yeah, so don't print it out at all. We're not doing that this time around. It's completely digital. Just like we went through in the application, you can fill in each box and then save the copy of the file and change the file name to your last name. Okay. And you're going to want to send that new PDF file that you've created with all of your input in it, and send that. So yeah, it's completely digital this year. There's no physical copies being handed in. Okay,
then the last question I have is there a way we can combine the bio and the essays in one?
I wouldn't do that, just because most of these scholarships are only asking for the essay. They're not asking for the bio. The bio is kind of just like you putting a little bit of icing on the cake for them, you know? So you don't have to do the bio, but if you are interested in doing it, I would keep that completely separate. It doesn't have to be 250 words. You can even condense it if you'd like, but I would definitely keep your bio and your essay separate.
Okay. All right, then last. Okay,
sure.
The department, if you said we can get the references from anyone, it doesn't have to be from school. It can be like your previous professor in your
absolutely. School. Yeah, because if you're a new student here, you may not have connected with a professor. You may not have a mentor here that you can count on for a letter, or someone that you feel comfortable asking. So if you came from another college, or if you came from high school, or if you worked, for a certain employer for an extended period of time, these are all, or if you're a volunteer at your church, these are all good opportunities to ask someone within those places that you've, frequented, or participated with, to write that letter for you. It doesn't have to be an Essex professor.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Is anybody else?
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes. So I want to ask if the essay could also be addressed broadly, like to who it may concern. as well as you said for the reference letter.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'll put this out there right now then. So your bio, your recommendation letters, and even your essay can all be addressed to whom it may concern. Or I would, if you're the student writing it, if you are the professor writing the recommendation letter, they may want to put to whom it may concern or to scholarship committee. But you writing your essay and your bio, I would definitely put to scholarship committee, to the scholarship committee. But
Yes.
don't put the name of each scholarship, because we're going to use the same letter for all of the scholarships that you're applying to.
Okay, thank you.
No
And then
problem.
the other question I have, I posted on the group, on the chat. I was asking if you still qualify if you don't have any academic awards.
Yeah, if you don't, that place is just there again for you to, describe all the things that you've done academically, any awards you have. If you have nothing to put there, do not feel bashful. Do not feel ashamed. You do not need to put anything there. If you do have stuff, it will help you as far as maybe being a finalist for the scholarship. So definitely put it. But if you don't have anything, the scholarship is not incomplete if you don't put anything there. You can totally skip it.
Question.
Yes.
When I go to the YouTube address that you have listed,
Yeah.
will it show in each scholarship what is the academic level that you have to have, or?
Yeah, so most of them will
Okay.
list the GPA that you need. Most of them are 3.0, a couple are a little lower, and a couple are 3.5. But yeah, we have the eligibility requirements for every single scholarship.
And do you, if you have financial aid, you can't submit, or?
No, of course you
What?
can. Absolutely, you can.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter. You can just submit as long as you feel a need.
absolutely. Yeah, in fact, most of our scholarships, one of the requirements for most of them is must demonstrate financial need. So if you're a financial aid student or an EOF recipient, you're perfect to apply for a lot of these scholarships.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions about the scholarship application?
Yeah, just one question here. It's me, Vincent.
Hey, Vincent.
When it comes to the essay, so for example, it doesn't have to be towards a committee. It could just be like, well, I usually see in the criteria it says like for the essay, essentially making it on why you feel you deserve it. Um, does it directly need to be stated towards the committee, or like somewhere in the essay you basically explain why you believe you
Well, you're already starting out your essay with to, or dear scholarship committee. So you're addressing it to them. Do you mean while you're writing it to that specific committee? I would say no, you don't have to do that.
Okay. And when it comes to like Dear Scholarship Committee, so essentially make the essay, not even essay, make it a letter, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're looking at a letter. Like I said, don't look at this like it's just another report you have to do for class. Try and make it not a letter to a friend, but almost like a covered letter for a job that you're applying for. Like, hi, my name is Vincent. I've done X, Y, and Z. I feel like I am deserving of these scholarships because of A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Here are some personal struggles that I've dealt with during 2020 that have made it difficult for, whatever you want to say in your essay.
Quick question. When it comes to the 250 word limit,
Yeah.
are they like, specific on that? At the moment it's like 250, that's it?
I mean, if it's 260, 270, you make it work. You want to try to keep it to one page. All right. Because 250 words, I think it fills up the 3/4 of a page and most of a page. They're not looking for too much more than that. If it has to be a little bit more, if you feel it absolutely necessary, you just got to use your best judgment. And if it's 300 words, it's 300 words. There's not much more I can say on that, because if your story requires you to have that much, then you put it in there. Your bio, I would try to keep a little bit shorter if you can.
Right. It's just like the essay itself, because like I've kind of comprised a little bit of both, like a little bit halfway.
Okay.
And, like just proofreading at this point, but it's like I'm hearing essay, but also the way you kind of mentioned how it also has to be kind of a letter.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to like, should I reform it into like a letter, or should it just be a plain essay on the award?
Well, when you say letter, do you mean like you're writing it to someone specific and you're talking to them?
Yes.
You don't have to go that far. I
Oh.
wouldn't say. I would say like letter format. You know, where you're addressing it to someone in the beginning, you're signing off at the end with your name and your ID number and your information or whatever your email address, whatever you want to include. You know, as far as your personal information at the bottom of your essay.
So like an email, that's how they want it. They would want that.
There's like we didn't cover that because there is no specific way for you to end it. You can just sign your name at the bottom. You can just type your name too. But if you wanted to include just information in case they wanted to contact you, you know, you could do that. But it's not necessary.
Okay. And if just need be, say if I wanted to put that. So for example, regular essay, they'd have like your name, course, professor, course number, date. So for that in place, say if I'm doing my essay, can I put my name? I'd say email and then ID number.
I would not include that stuff at the top like it's a normal paper, like you're following an MLA format or whatever format we're using these days. I would. That's when you're asking, should I make a letter? That's the aspect of the letter that I would use. So drop all of that on the top and just start it with to scholarship committee. And then at the bottom of the letter is where you're going to put your name and your email and, you know, whatever you want to include as far as your personal contact information on the bottom. But yeah, stick to your personal contact info at the bottom and very simple at the top, like a letter, just to scholarship committee or dear scholarship committee.
Right. Okay.
All right, this video will be available later today for you on YouTube. Yesterday's scholarship eligibility requirement video is up on YouTube already. I will post a link again in case anybody didn't get it. So take a look at that video, determine which scholarships you're eligible for. And then if you need to research the video that we've just done today again to see how to fill out the application, it will be there for you on YouTube as well. So we hope that you and your family are doing well during this time. Thank you for tuning in to the Virtual Cafe to learn about how we do scholarship applications for our spring 2021 semester for returning students. Please stay safe, stay warm, and we will catch you next time. Take care.